Alison Mack, born in 1982 in Preetz, West Germany, moved to the United States with her American parents when she was very young. She began her acting career early, appearing in commercials from the age of 4. Mack quickly transitioned to television, securing roles in several 1990s shows including Seventh Heaven. Her breakthrough came in 2001 when she was cast as Chloe Sullivan, a main character on the popular TV series Smallville. This role catapulted her to fame and made her a household name among young television viewers. Despite her success and recognition from Smallville, Mack found herself seeking more than the entertainment industry could offer. Her career, while lucrative and promising, left her searching for deeper personal and professional fulfillment. This quest led her to explore various self improvement avenues, ultimately bringing her into contact with NXIVM, a group that presented itself as a self help organization. Intrigued by the promise of personal growth and drawn by the charismatic leadership of Keith Raniere, Mack attended her first NXIVM seminar in 2006. This decision marked a significant turning point in her life. The transition from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood to the secretive and manipulative environment of NXIVM was stark. Mack was quickly enamored with the group's complex teachings and the community it offered, which seemed to fill the void she felt in her professional life. Under the guidance of Raniere, she became deeply involved in the organization's activities, rising rapidly through its ranks. As she became more embedded within NXIVM, her responsibilities grew, eventually leading her into the inner circles of the group, where she played a crucial role in some of its most controversial and illegal practices. This involvement would later have profound consequences, both personally and legally, as NXIVM's sinister activities came to light. Initial exposure. In 2006, while working on the set of Smallville in Vancouver, Alison Mack was introduced to a new opportunity that promised personal and professional growth beyond the confines of the acting world. Her co-star, Kristen Kruk, who had herself become involved with NXIVM, invited Mack to attend one of their workshops. Intrigued by the prospect of exploring self-improvement techniques and driven by a desire to find deeper meaning in her life, Mack accepted the invitation. This workshop, which was marketed as a transformative experience, was Mack's first exposure to the group and its teachings. Meeting Raniere. At the workshop, Alison Mack met Keith Raniere, the founder of NXIVM. Raniere, who was known within the organization as Vanguard, presented himself as a philosopher, scientist, and entrepreneur who had developed a unique program that could help individuals achieve extraordinary personal success and inner happiness. Mack was immediately captivated by Raniere's charismatic personality and the intellectual appeal of his teachings. His promise of leading participants to greater self-awareness and potential resonated deeply with her aspirations for personal development. Impact of the encounter. Raniere's magnetic personality and the sophisticated rhetoric he used to describe his vision for both personal and societal transformation were pivotal in drawing Mack deeper into the NXIVM community. She saw in Raniere a mentor who could guide her to a higher understanding and mastery of her own life. This meeting marked the beginning of Mack's profound commitment to NXIVM, setting her on a path that would eventually lead her far from her career in Hollywood to the inner mechanisms of a controversial organization. Quote, under Raniere's guidance, Mack found what she believed was a path to self-improvement, but it was a facade masking a sinister reality. This quote encapsulates the dual nature of Mack's experience with NXIVM. Initially perceived as an opportunity for profound personal growth, it would later be revealed as the groundwork for exploitation and control. Rise within NXIVM. Roles and responsibilities. Alison Mack's commitment and alignment with the philosophical and operational mandates of NXIVM did not go unnoticed by its leadership, particularly Keith Raniere. Her rise through the organization's ranks was rapid. Given her celebrity status and innate leadership qualities, Mack was soon entrusted with key responsibilities. She became a major advocate for the organization, using her public persona to lend credibility and allure to the group. Among her duties, Mack was heavily involved in recruiting new members, which she pursued with zeal, often targeting fellow actors and influencers who could bring visibility and resources to NXIVM. DOS involvement. Within the NXIVM structure, a secretive group known as Das Dominus Obsequious Sororium was formed. Translated as Master over the Slave Women, Das operated as a sorority that purported to empower women, but in reality functioned under a manipulative framework of master-slave dynamics. Mack quickly became a central figure in DOS, effectively acting as Raniere's second-in-command. Her responsibilities included overseeing the initiation rites, which notoriously involved branding the women with Raniere's initials and instilling a rigid structure of discipline and obedience. Mack's role in DOS marked the peak of her immersion in NXIVM's most ethically questionable practices. Manipulation tactics. Leveraging her influence and celebrity status, Mack played a critical role in luring potential recruits under the guise of female empowerment and personal growth. Her tactics were sophisticated and insidious, often involving psychological manipulation strategies designed to break down individuals' resistance and enhance their dependency on the group's ideology. Promises of empowerment and liberation were frequently used as bait, only to lead these women into further subjugation and control within the DOS hierarchy. Quote, Mack utilized her influence and celebrity status to recruit and manipulate women, promising empowerment while leading them into subjugation. This reflection underscores the stark contradiction between the public persona Mack maintained and the covert, manipulative activities she engaged in within NXIVM and DOS. Her involvement became deeply controversial, illustrating how personal influence and authority can be twisted to serve destructive ends. Legal downfall of Alison Mack. Arrest and charges. In a dramatic turn of events, April 2018 marked the beginning of Alison Mack's public and legal downfall when she was arrested by the FBI at her Brooklyn residence. The charges against her were severe, including sex trafficking conspiracy, and forced labor conspiracy. These charges stemmed from her deep involvement in the activities of NXIVM's DOS, where allegations had surfaced about the mistreatment and manipulation of women under her command. The arrest shocked many who knew her primarily as an actress and not as a high-ranking official of a controversial organization. Court proceedings. The legal proceedings that followed were highly publicized, casting a stark light on the inner workings of NXIVM and DOS. As the trial unfolded, prosecutors presented damning evidence of Mack's role in recruiting and managing the activities within DOS. This evidence included testimonials from victims, electronic communications, and other documents that detailed how Mack not only recruited women but also enforced the harsh disciplinary measures dictated by Raniere. Faced with overwhelming evidence and the prospect of a lengthy prison sentence, Mack entered a guilty plea, admitting to her crimes and expressing remorse for her actions. Sentencing. In recognition of her cooperation with federal prosecutors, which included providing critical information about Raniere's role, as well as testifying against him and other key NXIVM figures, Mack received a reduced sentence. Initially facing the possibility of decades behind bars, she was sentenced in June 2021 to only 3 years in prison. This sentence also reflected her public acknowledgement of guilt and her expressed intent to atone for her actions. Reflection. As the gavel fell, so did the curtain on Mack's distorted reality, revealing the grim consequences of her actions within NXIVM. This statement encapsulates the stark reversal of fortune for Mack, who went from a celebrated actress to a convicted felon embroiled in one of the most notorious cult-like organizations in recent history. Her sentencing not only served as a personal reckoning, but also as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked influence and the dark underbelly of manipulative organizations. Conclusion: Alison Mack and the NXIVM fallout. Impact assessment. Alison Mack's involvement with NXIVM serves as a stark illustration of how a seemingly benign quest for personal development can lead to disastrous consequences when intertwined with the dangerous dynamics of a cult. Her journey from a respected actress to a key operative within NXIVM underscores the transformative power of such groups, which expertly masquerade as benevolent organizations while harboring exploitative agendas. This part of Mac's life story reveals the profound impact that charismatic leadership and manipulative group structures can have on individuals seeking personal growth and community. Closing remark. What started as a quest for personal development ended in a public and legal reckoning, serving as a cautionary tale about the risks of unquestioned allegiance to charismatic leaders. This reflection captures the essence of Mac's ordeal and serves as a warning to others. It emphasizes the importance of critical thinking and the dangers of placing undue trust in those who claim to have all the answers to complex personal and professional challenges. Her experience is a somber reminder of the potential for self help movements to deviate into coercive control and abuse, highlighting the necessity for vigilance and skepticism in the face of seductive doctrines.